dog. Very good boy. You little puppy. You're a good dog. So one of the things that we want to talk about, when you guys are working with your dogs, if you want to go ahead and use your left hand, all right? There's sometimes that somebody's going to want to use their left hand. That is okay. But it is best if you go ahead and you use your right hand. So if I'm walking with him, he can see my left side is completely relaxed. I'm walking just in a nice normal position. My right hand is not very natural where I'm positioning it right at my belt buckle, but it's there so that I can give proper feedback. If I go ahead and I'm teaching him, I'm anticipating that I'm going to have to correct him more times than not. In the beginning, then I'm going to have to at the end of his training program. So I always keep my hand in the ready position. This is the ready position. If I'm walking with Murphy and he's just superstar, he's never pulling at all, that's when I'm going to start walking more comfortably with my right hand swinging aside. But the whole time, whether I'm at the start or the finish, it's best if I can keep my left hand off of the leash. If you want to use your left hand for training purposes for a correction, you can do that. Like we just talked about, you can just switch the leash to your left hand, but I don't really recommend it. Or if you want to use your left hand, a good way to use it is to use it like a baseball bat grip like this. What you don't want to do is use it like this. If you're doing this, you're going to have a hard time. Remember how we talked about getting your slack to just about chest height when you pull straight up on him? So that determines how much leash slack you should have from your hand to his collar. If I grab here, now I'm at hip height. That does not help me very much. And it also doesn't help him because it shortens his margin for error to this little bit compared to all of this. All right, so we definitely want to make sure if you're going to use your left hand, hold it like a baseball bat like this. And if you don't prefer that, then the last resort would be to hold your leash like this. All right, which again, I don't really recommend. The one other thing to go over, there's always one more thing, right? There's always one more thing. What there is that if I hold my leash here and he starts to pull, well, that gives me the ability to have a nice dynamic release because now I can really send my hand away from me. Or if I'm walking with him and I let my hand get away from myself and he starts to pull, now I only have this little bit of range of motion to release my collar. Look right here, if he's pulling right now, I only have that little bit to move my hand, which can be sufficient, but we want to be optimal. So what is it? Keep your hand closer to you, and then if he starts to pull, I can really send it. I can send it all the way out 2 feet, and that gives me a nice dynamic feeling where he could go from a tight leash, tight collar, to then feeling completely slack, like he's free floating, or like he's off leash for a moment, and then quickly snap release. All right? Keep your hand close to yourself, keep your proper grip, presence of mind of what you're doing, be mindful, follow the instruction, and he'll be walking for a loose leash in a matter of days, perfectly. All right? Thank you guys. We're gonna see you next time.